Good deal.
All right, guys, we are back. Steel and Sin City selections, looking to dive into UFC 265. Gane versus Lewis. That should be a fun main event, if nothing else. If you can see Ed over there, he's in a casino parking lot somewhere in the Midwest. A little shadowed out. Ed, what's going on in Detroit?
Well, stopped in once again to check out some baseball. Looking for Miggy Cabrera to hit number 500, so I figured we could get 2 games in, one night, one day, and see if he can hit his 500th home run, but nothing tonight so far.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm kind of in transit right now as well.
Yep.
So got my phone kind of mounted here.
It's all right. We'll still be able to hear your expertise, even if we can't see you 100%. So that's all right. So, Ed, last week, interesting. We won't spend too much time on last week, but I think even though we started off a little rough with the prelim card, I think we made some hay late with Bagdasarian, Bays, and Strickland. So I think it was another profitable night.
Yeah, we're definitely doing well. I wasn't a big fan of that card. I just thought it was a collection of some not too great of talent, we'll call it, I guess. But it made up for it there. There was a couple spots there where it was exciting and everything. Made it fun for entertainment thing. And plus, anytime you make profit, that's good.
Absolutely. So we'll jump right in here. I think we have I think it's 13 fights. At least that's what we have on Wednesday. Not sure we'll get all 13 across the line on Saturday, but we'll dive in here. And the prelim opener, Johnny Munoz Jr. and Jamey Simmons. Do you have any thoughts on this one? Any action? Any lean? Where are you heading on this one?
I definitely like Munoz on this one. I think he's going to be heads and just so far ahead of him in this actual instance. His wrestling, I think, is going to be on point. I think the last time he fought, was he a short notice fight, and he was up a weight class and everything?
Against Nate Munhoz. Yeah.
Yeah, and that, he's no slouch, so he definitely had a good showing. I think he was high pace, and it's just being in the car and everything, not having all my info in front of me. I think what lost it for him was he kept teeing off on his the cup. You know what I mean? He kept on hitting cup shots. You know what I mean? And I think that ended up costing him, because I think he was taking him down. Well, maybe just trying to take him down at will, it seemed like. And all right, I think I found a nice spot here, and I'll turn on my lights here. But he was taking him down. I think he outvolued him on strikes for most of the time. So
yep.
I'm definitely going to go Munoz here. I don't know where you stand, but I don't know if he can finish him or he just gonna just keep grinding and grinding. But it should be a pretty good fight, and looking forward to that one, especially the Kape started off and everything. So definitely I'm going to put a play in on Munoz, and actually I already do. So
nice,
definitely a play.
Nice. I agree 100%. Yeah, that was disappointing, because one could even argue with the point deduction he almost won that fight. I mean, he was a heat-seeking missile to Manus's groin, unfortunately, and ended up losing that point. He wins that thing for sure with that point, and I even think it could have been a draw or even lean Munoz. And you're right, he was up a weight class and held his own. Now he's back to his regular weight class. I don't think Jamey Simmons is a UFC caliber fighter, and I'm not using the Giga Chikadze KO as my monitoring point for that, but just watching him fight, he has an awkward style. He's a little herky-jerky. It's funny, his game is getting it to the ground. The last place he wants to get Munoz is to the ground.
Yeah.
So a little bit of money's come in on Munoz. I have Munoz in a parlay already. The other thing I'm looking at, Ed, is Munoz inside the distance. So you can take a minus 250 favorite and take him down to about a minus 140 inside the distance. And that takes a little bit of that chalk away. I don't think Simmons lasts. I don't think he sees the cards. And the interesting thing is the fight itself not going the distance is a -140. So I think all of those plays are pretty strong. Plus 200 isn't enough for me to even think about putting a play on Jamey Simmons.
Yeah, definitely no play out of Simmons on anything. Yeah, Munhoz is the way to go. I feel.
Yep.
And I think the UFC, kind of like last week, I think you mentioned it. So they gave somebody a fight to reward them.
Yep.
Who was that? You thought?
Yeah, well, we lost it. We lost it. That Rafa Garcia. That should have been a walk-through fight for him.
Yeah. I think this week it's going to come true though.
Yep. I agree. All right, we're aligned on that one. Now's the next thing, the favorite thing you like to talk about, Ed, and that's low-level women's MMA.
Yeah, we're going to give that a big pass on my end. So, the only thing I could say is, and I don't even know with these ones here. I to tell you the truth, when I see it half the time, I just skip over and not even bother.
So the degenerate in me is gonna come out here a little bit. I actually put a little sprinkle on Melissa Gatto when it got down to -120. You're talking about a 25-year-old who hasn't fought in almost 3 years. And that last fight, she subbed Carol Rosa, who's a pretty good UFC fighter. Now, she was getting her tail handed to her until she found that sub. It wasn't really a Kimura. I watched that tape. It was actually an arm bar. But this girl has a great game from her back on the ground. And she's strong. I mean, if you look, that was a sub from her back, and that's another arm bar sub from her back. And Victoria Leonardo, her game is trash. I mean, it is not good. Now she beat a young Chelsea Hackett in the Contender Series. Chelsea Hackett was piecing her up in that fight. Then she gassed out. And then Leonardo started overwhelming her with her strength and size and took her to the ground and ground and pounded her out. Then she ran into a striker here in Menifield. And that didn't go so well with a head kick KO. So the way I looked at this is this line started at a -140 for Gatto. The bookmakers knew something about this. The money came in on Leonardo just because she was the more familiar name. Now at -120, I'm banking on a girl who hasn't fought since she was 22. I'm banking on the 22-year-old making improvements over that 3-year period versus the 31-year-old I already know where her game is garbage.
Yeah.
So I put a half unit on Gatto at -120. And I have a little sneaky play here for you, Ed. And the bookmakers are on to us a little bit. This is one women's fight that is not going to go the distance. I think Gatto subs her, or Leonardo heavy top pressure, ground and pounds are out before the end of the third. That's at -140 right now. And when do you see bookmakers open up a women's low-level women's fight not going the distance at chalk?
Yeah.
Right. So that's a sneaky play there. I like Gatto -120. I might hit that -140 on fight not going the distance as well.
You might. You know what? I like it because I do like what you're saying there. And plus, when I look at it and I see what country she's from,
yep,
that always tends to play. Like anytime you see Russians and Brazilians, you know you got a chance that something good is going to happen. You know.
Well,
so
I mean, the bottom line is she's lethal on the mat. That's the thing. And and Leonardo's going to try to grapple. Now Leonardo's going to have a slight striking advantage, but again, how do we know that for a fact that if we haven't seen this girl, this 25-year-old, in nearly 3 years? Who knows how far her striking's come along in that 3-year period?
Yeah.
So I'm banking on the younger girl making improvements, beating the older girl who doesn't really offer much, if that makes any sense.
It totally does.
So, okay. All right. This one we had a couple of weeks ago. It was on the card and we lost it. I don't know that I feel any differently today than I did then, but I'll let you go ahead on Miles Johns and Anderson dos Santos.
Well, I like Miles Johns then, and I like him now, and I think the book's adjusted, so I think they're kind of agreeing with us as well now. So sticking with Miles Johns, I just think he's superior every way, or everywhere, I should say. So
yeah.
I'm not going to make too much into it because we did it before. I'm sticking with Miles Johns.
I am too, Ed, and you're right. The bookmakers adjusted. He opened at -180 last time, just a couple of weeks ago, and he opened at -210 this time. Funny thing is, the line hasn't moved that much. So I do have a play on Johns, and I'm also going to. Here's the interesting part: the fight not going the distance, still the same as it was then. Plus money, +150. I like a Johns finish in this, and if dos Santos wins, he's probably going to have to sub him out. And I just don't think a 36-year-old dos Santos though has that in him, and I think Johns probably finishes him in the mid to late second round. So I'm probably.
I mean, he is dangerous, so he can still be dangerous, but.
Yeah,
I don't think.
If you look, this is his signature win, Ed. This Martin Day, where Martin Day was handling him on the feet, and he decided to stick his head in for a takedown right into the guillotine.
Yeah.
So that's dos Santos' signature win. I mean, all these other. I mean, that's what we're banking on here. Nodnermani lost, and he lost to Andre Ewell, who just pieced him up on the feet. So. I don't see many paths to victory here for dos Santos, but I love that plus money on the fight not going the distance at +150, and I love Miles Johns. I love them at -180. I still love them at -210.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right, now this one is an interesting one. So Manel Kape came over from Ryzen with all kinds of heat, if you remember. Everyone's darling. He's going to come in and light this thing on fire. And he lost two decisions in his two initial fights in the UFC. This one, I think the Nicolau fight, you could argue, Ed, that he won that, but it's split decision. This one he lost convincingly to Pantoja. And the reason I think he lost both fights, just too much hesitancy. I think he has the tools. I think he's explosive. He has the striking. He also has a little bit of grappling and wrestling to back it up, but he's been too hesitant. Where as Ode Osbourne, this guy just comes out and he just lights you up. I mean, he gets right in your face and goes after it. Kill or be killed. Now he's got in a Kelleher submission in that guillotine choke on his UFC debut, but he came out, got right in his face, started out with like a leaping Superman punch that connected with Kelleher. And I just think, knowing Kape's 2-fight history here in the UFC and how hesitant he is and how aggressive Ode Osbourne is, he knocked your buddy Jerome Rivera out in, I think, 20 seconds. In his last fight. One punch pop, good night. And if he gets in Kape's face, which I think he will, I think something similar is going to happen here. And to boot, he has a 5-inch reach advantage, Ed. And you're giving me +170 on him. I already made the play on Osbourne at +170. I don't see any way you can't take that value. He's also dropping down to 125 instead of fighting at 135. He's going to be massive at that weight class. Now, obviously, the weight cut has to go well. Have to see him on the scale, but I hit it now because I'm afraid some money's going to crash in on him after the weigh-in, and you see just how much bigger and longer Osbourne is over Kape. What are you thinking?
Well, I am kind of on the skeptical side of this one. Osbourne, he flattened Rivera, which I don't take too much stock in that. And then he kind of Kelleher fight, he like you said, he stuck his head in there. So verdict's still out on him, Kape, though, he fought. I mean, he didn't fight any like slouches. I mean, those guys can fight. That he was, they're legit fighters.
Yep.
We're on our other side here. Osbourne, what did he do? Still with Rivera and stuff. So what I'm thinking, and I mean, I'm not going to make a play just yet. I'm kind of going to wait to see everything at the weigh-ins and everything, as we can see what happened with the last weigh-ins this past card and everything. Some screwy stuff was going on there, but I kind of don't think this is going to go the distance. I think someone's going to get knocked out, kind of like how you were alluding to there. So I'm going to lean that way, not so much pick a guy just yet.
Yep.
Because that Kape, I mean, when you look at him, it's like, dude, let loose.
Yeah.
If he lets loose, I think he KOs Osbourne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, if Osbourne lets loose, maybe we get that double KO. Well, that'd be a nice prop. What would that prop be?
Yeah, right.
But right now, no pick on the side of the fighter. But looking at not going the distance on this, I think someone's going to sleep. But so nothing official yet. But I can see your point. I can see my point with Kape, never know. And, definitely not going to this. I just don't think it's going to happen. But, I mean.
And I have the same play. I took Osbourne with the plus money, but that fight not going the distance right now is at -110. So
yeah, that's good value.
got to hit it now, because I agree with you. I think what'll happen, honestly, Osbourne's going to come out like a ball of fire. That's going to bring out Manel Kape's aggressiveness, and I think we're going to see him let it fly. And then it's just a matter of who lands the big shot.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this could be a 1-round KO on either side.
I'm actually looking forward to this fight the most.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens. Just to see which guy steps up.
I agree. So no, I agree with you on the fight not going the distance. If anyone out there is going to get on the Osbourne side, I suggest you do it now, because I don't think you're going to get any better than that +170 after the weigh-ins, and he's a lot bigger, longer, rangier than Kape. I think you're going to see money come in on that value and crash that line.
I think I saw it. Speaking where I was just at, in a casino. I think I saw it. Is it +155 right now?
Oh, did it come down even? I checked the lines about 4 hours ago. So
I thought, but maybe I was looking. I was all the lights and stuff, but I don't know.
I got him at Circus Sports here in Vegas. I got him at +170. So
that's definitely good value.
I hit that yesterday. So
definitely good value.
Yep. Good. All right. Back to Ed's favorite, women's MMA.
Let me go. I got another phone up here, so I want to scroll over onto mine. I'm in like the primitive state here.
Yep.
And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pass on this one.
Carolina Kowalkiewicz.
You can blindfold me. I'm going to pass on it.
It's funny, Ed. I mean, this is it's one of those fights where if this thing were going off back in 2016, this would be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so Kowalkiewicz, this is her first time back. Yeah, a year and a half. She lost her last 4, but they were against the best of the best. I mean, Andrade. You're looking at Michelle Watterson, Grasso boxed her up, and Yan Xiaonan. So she took time off. She took a lot of damage, Ed. If I'm not mistaken, she now has like a titanium plate in her face. Some of the damage she took. And now we know Jessica Penne came back off a long layoff, lost this fight they gave her the win on. I mean, Godinez beat her in that fight, but she got the decision. But I'm going to pass, but I think now the way the line has moved, I think any and all value would be on Penne at slight plus money. She's at plus 105. And if Penne can implement a grapple heavy, wrestle heavy style here, I think she probably wins an ugly, boring decision. Kowalkiewicz can't wrestle. She never could. She never will. And Penne can. That's one strength of her game. And when you talk about these types of situations, I usually lean the grappler when there's plus money on their side. So if you're gonna play it, I think that's the play, not knowing what you're gonna get out of Kowalkiewicz after that time off and those injuries.
Yeah. You know what? If you go to the prop split decision, that could probably be a possible play.
Probably 5,000 to 1.
I'm sure it's somewhere. What's funny is, like, we were talking at one time during the fights, and I said, this one's going to be there was a couple of them I picked. It's going to be a split decision. I can just tell,
Yep.
Especially with those judges, you could almost tell which judge is kind of going to go one way and which judge is going to go the other way. And
yeah,
it's a shame you can think that way, but sure enough, it rang true there a couple times. So.
Yeah. This is not a fight I'm looking forward to at all.
No.
But again, to all you guys out there who put action on every fight, if you're gonna do it, just take the plus 105 Jessica Penne money line. I think that's the safest piece. You certainly can't lay the minus 350 on the fight going the distance, which it will, but I mean it's not even worth it.
Yeah, this is definitely one you can go get some food, get some wings, and get some pizza in there or something.
All right, I think enough of that one. Now we have one I am looking forward to. So you passed on the last one, but I'm going to let you start this one off too.
All right. So when I take a look at this, all I can think about is Ed Herman's last fight. And how he kind of used a veteran move and kind of stole the fight away. I don't think he's going to get that lucky this time. I think what's going to happen is I think Menifield's going to rock him, and I think he's going to rock him early because I just don't. I like Ed Herman, but I think he's getting near the end. I just don't see it. Now, if he would survive, the longer that fight goes on, you could maybe put in a live bet type deal, you kind of get a little scared or whatever, but I think Menifield gets it done early. You know what I mean? Possible first round KO here.
Yeah, I agree. And Ed, he's 40 years old, Herman. I mean, he's, and that last fight, you're right. But it took that faking the nut shot to beat one of the worst fighters in the UFC. Is Mike Rodriguez even still in the UFC after he lost to Danilo Marquez? I don't even know if he's still with the
Slow Mike, right? Isn't that his name? Slow Mike.
Slow Mike. Yeah. Well, Ed Herman's slower than Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about a plotter. And I don't know if you saw this fight, Ed. Now, granted, Fabio Cherant took that fight against Menifield on short notice. Boy, but Menifield just charged him like a bull and put him down and put him out. I think the same thing happens here to a 40-year-old Ed Herman. And every, what you're saying is true. If this goes deeper into the fight, Menifield could possibly gas out. But Ed Herman didn't have much in that third round left going against Slow Mike either.
No.
So
as long as Menifield, if it would go, I just can't see it. If it goes over 2.5, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
What is the over and under? Is it set at 1.5 or 2.5 for this?
I think it's 1.5. So
yeah, I mean, if it goes over 1.5, I'd be. I shouldn't say 2.5. I should say if it goes over 1.5, I would be shocked. I would definitely, if I was going to play an over and under, I would play the under.
Yep.
I don't have anything official because I just think Menifield's going to win. I think he's going to KO him.
Yep.
So I mean that's what I'm looking at route.
Yeah, and I think
that's definitely going to be a play.
Yeah, and Menifield's been bet up now to a minus 240, open to minus 225. I think that the play to make here, if you're going to take Menifield, just bet him inside the distance and you shave off a lot of that chalk. Bet him inside the distance, and I think he KOs him probably in the first round.
I'm actually looking forward to this one as well.
Yeah, I am too. And the only reason, Ed, I'd probably lean more towards just Menifield inside the distance as opposed to the over-under. I don't see Ed Herman finishing a fresh Alonzo Menifield. You know what I mean? So I think you're going to get a better line on Menifield inside the distance than you are the under 1.5.
Yeah, I don't see him taking him down. I don't see anything.
No. So I have Menifield. Actually, I have Menifield in the parlay with Munoz, the first fight. I have those two parlayed together, and I'm also going to.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Menifield inside the distance.
I can even see a 3-teamer coming up here shortly too.
Yeah,
one of my I don't know if I kind of sprinkled. I already did a Munhoz and well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet with one out of the other one. Yeah. And then we're gonna go off a little track here. I sprinkled it in with a wrestler, Kyle Dake, in the Olympics.
Okay.
I like Kyle Dake. It was minus 160, I think it was.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I sprinkled that in there just to add a little bit more, whatever. It gave us some nice plus, to the, my parlay and stuff. But I could have put Menifield in there. I was just thinking, I'm going to save him for later. So I just like seeing those. I like seeing the weigh-ins and stuff, just to capitalize before I start putting some other plays out there. But
no, hey, I like it. I like that little cross sport parlay. I like that.
Yeah. Now Dake, he has to win the gold, which
He's
a tough kid. He's any guy that won four NCAA titles in 4 weight classes.
Yep.
And he's tough. He's as tough as it gets.
Yep.
And I was close to putting one on Davey Taylor from. He's actually from Ohio, but he wrestled at Penn State. So our area, we know our wrestling in our area.
No question about it. No question about it. Absolutely.
Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, it's Stud Central.
Absolutely. Yep. So I think we're aligned on Menifield here. I don't see Ed Herman getting out of the second round. I don't see that.
Nah.
All right. Next one. This is an interesting one, Ed. Drako Rodriguez and Vince Morales. I actually already made a play on this. I bet Drako. I know he had this awful overhand right KO against Zahabi, who everyone had Drako that week. But this guy over here, Vince Morales, Chris Gutierrez leg kick KO'd him.
Yeah, that was a painful fight to watch.
Yeah, literally just chopped both of his legs, not just the one. He was chopping away at both of them. He didn't know what stance to stand in. He'd switch stances, boom, he'd just chop the other one. This guy had no answer to that. Guess what, Ed? Right? This fight, Benito Lopez, he literally did the same thing to him. He pounded those legs, not to the degree that Gutierrez did, but he just destroyed his legs. And as I went back and started taping this, doing the tape study, I looked at this. So this Mana Martinez fight, you know what the first offensive strike Drako threw against Martinez? One of the heaviest leg kicks I've ever seen. So what do you think that strategy is going to be coming into this fight?
Yeah, I agree.
And then to boot, he already is prone to that. He's coming off Achilles tendon surgery, Morales. So you already have a guy that can't get out of the way of a leg kick. Now he's even going to be slower after having that surgical procedure. And Rodriguez is also 5 years younger than this guy. I don't see any possible path to victory for Vince Morales. The path would be wrestling him, holding him down. But if he didn't try that against Chris Gutierrez, who literally kicked both of his legs into mincemeat, he's not going to try it here.
Nah.
So I can't believe the money is coming in on Morales. You want to talk about recency bias against Rodriguez? He opened up at a minus 140. He can be had for minus 115. I hammered that spot. I hammered it. So I love Rodriguez in this spot. What are you thinking?
I am with you on that. Basically, for everything you said, all your reasons too. I don't see any path for for victory for
Morales.
I can't think of his name right
Yep.
now. It's D-Rod here. We're gonna call him D-Rod.
Yep.
But Drako should win it. Without a question. I don't know if he's gonna finish him, but I mean, I would lean that way to tell you the truth. But especially if he starts pounding on those legs, I'm just like, how much can your legs just we might be starting to talk like clots or something in there, blood clotting or something, which could be, I don't know, especially the punishment he gets. How long can a part of the body take that type of beating? So.
After Achilles tendon surgery, right?
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you on that one.
The other thing I like here, Ed, the fight doesn't go the distance. Plus money, plus 105. So if you think Draco's going to finish him, that's not a bad look.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, like, his loss, last time out, I kind of call some of those like fluke, not that it's a fluke, but, like the girl fight that you were high on, who just, the girls that just fought,
Bays?
You now, who was it?
Bays? Cheyenne Bays?
Yes. That was one of your big plays.
Yep.
And, you come out, you just said she was going to win and everything. And I was kind of like, well, that win, she kind of got lucky in how she won it, we'll say. But, like you also said, though, she was going to grapple her and just ride her out and stuff. We all, that was her plan to win that match. And, she came out and said it, too, at the end of her interview.
Yep.
And, so things like that, I can see it. I can see Rodriguez just nailing him with something, and it's going to be over, So, that's his path to victory, and if he doesn't, then I still think he gets a decision victory as well. Agreed. I think he'll outvolley him. So.
Agree. Good. All right. This is another interesting one, Ed. Rafael Fiziev against Bobby Green. What are you thinking here on this one?
I think Fiziev hits like a truck. The only problem is Bobby Green can last. Bobby Green, he's just that guy that when you look at his past couple of fights, the guy could be like on a 10-fight win streak. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not too far off. Because there's a lot of fights that he's fought that I've thought that he's won. But I don't know. I think his luck is running near the end here of this. I think Fiziev gets him. I mean, I know he's a big favorite now. People bet him up, but he hits hard. I think he's gonna put some damage on Green. Green he'll fight, like he'll get hit, he'll start shaking his head, saying no, it didn't hurt me, and it's like, all right, we know you just got hit. The judges know they're scoring the point against you, So, I mean, I don't know. He can't afford to do that here. I like Fiziev, but like he's gonna be mixing on a parlay.
Yeah.
And with Munoz, and he's also in there with Kyle Dake. So
yep.
I did a 3-teamer with those guys to get the plus money there, like decent plus money. So
yep. I love Fiziev in this fight. So to your point, Bobby Green, when he gets hit, he shakes his head, but what's he also do? Puts his hands down and rolls his shoulders forward and marches right towards the opponent. If he does that against Fiziev, he's going to sleep.
Yeah.
He's going to sleep.
He could have his head knocked off.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that I've seen a guy throw more wicked kicks than Fiziev. I don't know if I've ever seen anything more powerful than those kicks. This fight against Moicano is actually having a little bit of success throwing the jab early. I think he got a little overconfident, like waving Fiziev on. Then Fiziev said, all right, I've had enough. And at the end of the first round, pop, 1-2, down he goes. Moicano didn't even know where he was. And you were talking about Bobby Green's record, and let's look at these guys. Clay Guida
Yeah.
I mean, how much mileage is on that? How much tread's left on the tires there on top, right? And that was a year ago. Then he fought Lando Venata in a and this was a rematch. He did win that, but that's when Lando was kind of experimenting with some new things. And Lando's a good win. I'm not going to say that, but he didn't look like the Lando that recently fought. Look at this one, Alan Patrick. The guy, I mean, he just rolling around on the ground. He's well past his prime. That is not a good win. When you can't finish Alan Patrick, come on. And then the loss to Thiago Moises. I know some people say that Bobby Green won that fight. It was the fight IQ. He went for a takedown instead of standing up and throwing hands. So there was a fight IQ issue there. But, the interesting thing is, Ed, Fiziev opened at a minus 345. Money's coming in on Bobby Green. Fiziev now is minus 280.
Wow.
So that line has been steamed down because people think Bobby Green can win this fight. I don't see a path for him winning this fight. I think at worst, Fiziev banks the first 2 rounds on volume and damage. And then Bobby Green might be able to get a round, the 3rd round, if Fiziev slows down and his volume and output isn't quite what it was in the first 2 rounds. But I don't see Fiziev gassing out, even in that Chiesa fight. He went for a takedown in the 3rd round and got it. So I don't see a path for Bobby, and he's 6 years older, almost 35 years old now. I don't see a path here for Bobby. An interesting look here, Ed. Fight not going the distance again. Plus money, plus 105 if you think Fiziev can finish him, or you just take Fiziev inside the distance and you get a better line than that minus 280.
Fiziev, I'm trying to think. He is the striking coach for Tiger Muay Thai.
That's correct. Right? That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, he's like he strikes. I think Bobby Green may be doing his song and dance there about not getting hurt. He's going to be hurt. And he's going to do it. He's going to get hurt again. And so yeah.
I put Fiziev in a parlay too. I did a little round robin, Ed, with the Munhoz, Menifield, Fiziev. I did a little round robin with those 3. So
I like it.
All right. Seeing eye to eye on that one. Now, this is an interesting one here. Song Yadong against Kenney.
Ooh.
This is it's a complete pass for me from a betting perspective, Ed, because the line now is basically nearly a pick 'em. I think right now you can get Song Yadong at even money. Kenney's a minus 115. I don't think there's any betting value on either side of this. I really don't. And I think it's probably safe to say this fight goes the distance, but I think that's pretty chalky too. So I'm staying away from it. I'm going to sit back, enjoy this as a MMA fan and not have a dime on this fight, because I think the line is where it is. There is no value on either side. If I had to lean, I'd probably say Kenney by decision.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of like Kenney as well, but it'd probably be by decision as well. If you take a look at Song's the last couple fights, I mean, there's an argument there that let me take a look. I don't think he beat Chito Vera in that fight.
I know.
I mean, I really don't. Cody Stamen fight.
Yep.
Draw.
Yep.
So you're looking at a guy that's, got some question marks on his last 3 fights, and he lost to Kyler Phillips, and we saw Kyler Phillips, what he's all about.
Yeah, that's the fight, though, that sold me on Kyler Phillips and made me make that bet, to be honest, Ed.
Yep, exactly. So who knows? I mean, I think Kenney's been, he's been improving.
Yep.
So I don't know. I like Kenney. So
that
but
last
nothing official.
Yeah.
See, unlike the girls' MMA fight, where I'm getting up and going to get something to eat, this one here, if I don't have any money on it, I'm going to be still watching it, you know.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
This Casey Kenney loss to Dominic Cruz, that split decision. Some people had Kenney winning that fight, but even if you did, I mean, Dominic Cruz is still a tough opponent.
Oh, yeah, one of the most intelligent guys out there.
Yep. So, but then you look before this. This was a great win against Nathaniel Wood. Great win.
Yep.
Then Haley Alatang, you want to talk about brutal kicks to the body. My goodness. And then before that, Louis Smolka, who, if you remember when they first lined that fight up against Sugar Sean O'Malley, I picked Smolka to win that fight. We didn't see that. I'm hoping we see that.
Yeah.
But I think Kenney ends up winning a decision here. I don't think either guy gets finished. I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I think probably 29-28 Kenney is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, you take a look at Kenny's losses. Cruz.
Yep.
And
Rob. Yep.
Marab is, you know, those are quality losses.
Yeah,
you got to think called quality, you know what I mean, for a loss. But those are guys you're not afraid to hang a loss and have on your record and stuff. So.
Yep. All right. Now this women's fight is actually going to be pretty interesting. Tecia Torres versus Angela Hill. Ed, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking pass on my end, but if I would have to pick one here, I would go Torres. Angela Hill, I mean, she had her little, you know, thing there. I don't know how many times we got to see Angela Hill fight. It seemed like she was fighting every card there, but I'm on the side of Torres. Not that I have much, you know, stock in it, and it probably won't be a play, but you know, I think she's got the last two fights she has wins, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You know, I mean, Angela Hill, and I don't know. I can't. If I'm just making a prediction, just a pick, I'm taking Torres. I'm not making a play on it, so I'll be interested to hear what you say.
Yeah, I made a play on it, Ed. I bet Tecia Torres 1 unit -135. I wish I'd have caught it earlier. She opened at -125, but I was expecting casual money to come in on Angela Hill just because she's on everything all the time. So that hasn't happened. The casual money might come in this weekend, and if it does, and that line gets down to closer to a pick 'em, I'll probably hit the line again. Tecia Torres is the superior fighter here. She's faster, better footwork, better grappler, more powerful. There's more behind her shots. Angela Hill's last fight, the one that she won, was against our friend Ashley Yoder, who we just saw Jin Yu Frey handle pretty easily on the feet as well.
Yeah.
And you know, Angela Hill overwhelmed her. But then she had the split decision loss to Watterson before that, split decision loss to Claudia Gadelia before that. These two fought before. Tecia Torres won the decision. Everyone's touting the fact that Angela Hill's a better fighter now. So is Tecia Torres. Tecia Torres' last fight against Sam Hughes, that girl quit after the first round, Ed. They asked her if she was pretending like she kind of wanted to continue, but she didn't.
Yeah.
She quit. She didn't like what she was feeling in the first round. She didn't even go out to start the second round. So I think Tecia Torres here, there's an age-old saying in this business that fight rematches favor the prior winner and the younger fighter. Well, Tecia Torres is both of those things.
Yeah.
5 years younger, and she won the first fight. So I see this being a pretty convincing decision for Torres, especially if she can get some grappling, get some takedowns, and get some control time. And she's going to be just faster. They call her the tiny tornado for a reason. She's just a buzzsaw on the feet. So I have her at -135, watching closely to see if the casual money comes in on the Angela Hill. I'll hit the line again if it goes below 135.
Yeah, I just saw an update on my phone. Kyle Dake is on deck right now.
Uh-oh.
So be interested. He would have been an interesting MMA fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ed, just a quick thing here on Tecia. Her 3 losses before her last 2 wins: Joanna Jacek, Weili Zhang, and Marina Rodriguez. All top flight fighters in the division.
Yeah.
So, and she beat Brianna Van Buren as a huge underdog. So, give me Torres all day in this fight.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I agree. No play yet for me yet, but I would lean that way. That's for sure.
I kind of see this in a similar way that I saw the Cheyenne Bays fight. I'm put it this well. Angela Hill is a better opponent than Gloria DePaula was, but then again, Tecia Torres is better than Cheyenne Bays. So I see it in a similar way. If I hit that line twice when it dropped, I'll hit this one if it drops again. Hit it twice. All right. Vicente Luque versus Michael Chiesa. This is a good fight. So this opened up, Ed, with Chiesa having all the betting value at plus 130. All of the sharp money took advantage of that betting value. Now I think that betting value is gone, and I think the betting value has switched over to the Luque side. Chiesa is still a slight underdog at minus 105, but Luque now can be had at minus 115 instead of minus 150. And I think with that, this is a pure value play because this is a fight I could see going one of 2 ways. It's Chiesa, dominant ground control time, takedown, rinse and repeat, and winning a decision. Or I see Luque with a finish in the first round or 2 with superior striking. But now that line is moved, I made a 1-unit play on Luque at minus 115. The bookmaker set it at minus 150. And I'm taking that minus 115. I think that's where the edge is right now. It's a small edge, but it's where the edge is now. The line isn't insignificant plus money like it was with Chiesa. If I would have bet this 3 days ago, I would have taken the Chiesa plus 130.
If Luque can avoid the takedown from Chiesa, Luque wins.
Yep.
If he takes him down, Chiesa wins.
Yep.
So, which is going to equal a no play for me because I kind of just want to watch this one and enjoy it because it's going to be whoever implements their game plan is going to win it. So, I'm staying away, I think. I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, to tell you the truth. Yeah,
and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I guess, like I said, the play I made, Ed, was purely on line value alone. If it's, if it's down there, if Luque's a minus 130, minus 135, it's probably the no bet line. But now that he's down to minus 115, I think Luque probably wins this fight 60% of the time, 65% of the time. And that's why now I have to hit that line. Whereas when it was plus 130, minus 150, plus 130 on the Chiesa side, you had to hit that line. It's just the way it goes. So the prediction, I see it as a, close to a coin flip, slight edge Luque. Like I said, 60-40, 65-35. And now that line dictates I make that bet.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yep.
All right. We're getting close. Co-main event. This is another good one. Pedro Munhoz versus José Aldo. Ed, this is all yours, I think.
Whew. Well, we got 2 Brazilians going at it, and José Aldo at one point in time, he was up there as, and to credit to him for, he's not, he's older, but he's not that old as, not as old as we think. But he does have some miles on him.
Yep.
If I was going to make a play on this fight, which, my gosh, it's like, Munoz is, I think, going to outstrike him. I think he's going to have volume, but Munoz also gets hit. So it's like, and José is a very smart fighter, so it's like, yeah, no bet. Prediction though is going to be José Aldo. I just think he's got a high IQ. He's going to come in here. He's going to implement a game plan. And he can hit. I mean, I think Aldo's going to, but you know what I mean. I don't know. This one just got me all tangled up. I just want to watch it and enjoy it. Like I said, no pick for me. If I was just going to make a prediction, picking, it's almost like a coin flip in my opinion. I'm going to be sitting there rooting for José Aldo just because of what he's done for the sport and everything. And, so it's just a kick back and relax and watch a good old scrap. But I mean, Munoz can get. They both have been hit, but I mean, Aldo does have that track record of being the man. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with my boy Aldo. I've liked him since he's been a puppy. Since he came in. So I'm going Aldo, just out of fan support on that one.
Okay. So it's crazy to think, Ed. Both these guys are 34 years old. They're two very different 34 years.
Yeah.
When you look at the record, I mean, there's a lot of mileage on Aldo. Munoz still looks pretty spry. I just wonder if that Peter Yan fight, even though he won the Marlon Vera fight after that Peter Yan fight, I think took some years off of Aldo.
Oh yeah.
That was a beating. And well, the ref should have stopped.
How tough was he though? I mean,
I know.
That was
well, the ref should have stopped the fight, 45 seconds before he did. But
wouldn't you like to see Yan versus Aldo like 8 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
What would the result have been then? You know what I mean? So
right. Well, and so I look back at the Aldo fight against Chito Vera. It was 1-1 going into the third. I don't think Aldo liked what was happening on the feet. So if you remember, he took him down and just backpacked him on the ground, just took his back and laid there for basically the entire round 3, won a decision.
That's fight IQ.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Munoz is a hell of a wrestler.
Yep.
So I don't think there's going to be an escape path shooting a takedown and trying to pull the same shenanigans there. Now the line has moved, Ed. I missed an opportunity here. Munoz opened at plus 115. That's where the value was. And now it's down to same thing as the Luque Chiesa fight. Aldo's now at minus 115, Munoz minus 105. I don't see any betting value here. I know what you will see is you'll see a tremendous amount of leg kicks on both sides. I don't know if you remember, but Jimmy Rivera's poor leg against Munoz, that literally cost Jimmy Rivera the fight. He just took out that lead leg, chopped it, couldn't put any pressure on it. That cost Jimmy Rivera the fight. He'll try the same thing against Aldo, but Aldo uses a similar strategy. He'll throw those leg kicks at it. You're going to see a lot of chopping at the limbs, and we'll see who the last man standing is. But this is one. I think it's going to go the distance, Ed. I think we're going to see a decision because both guys are tough as nails. And so I think, a 3-round fight, I think this is going the distance. But if I had to pick a side, I'd pick Munoz. He's the younger 34-year-old, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I like his overall game. I like his grappling. I like his wrestling. I love his striking, love his kicks. Give me Munoz as the pick, but now the line dictates no bet, no value.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Last one, main event for the interim heavyweight championship. So not sure how we got there that fast, but here we are with an interim heavyweight fight.
Why? I don't know. Is it just I don't even understand.
There's a beef between the UFC and Ngannou, so they're throwing this out there, and ultimately the winner of this will fight Ngannou for the real championship. But this is all optics to put Ngannou in his place for whatever they perceived his attitude to be.
Yeah, you know what? They leave Stipe out of the equation. Who
Sure did. Didn't even give him a rematch. Didn't even give him that fight.
Yeah, which is, kind of crazy. It's like,
Yep.
And then you got the John Jones
Yeah.
waiting for everybody, I think, to take a beating, then he can come in and kind of clean up some chops or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I do think when John Jones comes in, he's gonna be a tough heavyweight to beat, just because we talk about fight IQ. I mean, he has it, but you never know. You don't know how. For as smart as he is in the octagon, I mean, I don't want to spend time on him, but he's as dumb out in the real life,
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back to this fight though.
Yeah. No, I think this is your. I saw something the other day and it just made me laugh, but it couldn't have summed this fight up any better, Ed. So Gane is the better striker. Gane has better footwork. Gane has a better grappling game. Gane has, he's just the more skilled, well-rounded overall fighter. But you almost have to predict Derrick Lewis by KO. I mean, Derrick Lewis has that right hand that's just, you give him 5 rounds, the chances are he's going to find you with it. Now,
yeah, he throws the equivalent of the Hail Mary and hits it all the time. So.
He does. Now, if anyone can avoid that, I think it's Gane. Right, with his footwork, big cage. Remember, we're back to a regular size cage for this in Houston, and I think the likely path here is Gane by decision. I know a lot of people are saying TKO for Gane. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see Gane wanting to. I see this playing out just like the Gane Rosenstruik fight, where it just stood on the outside, peppered that face with the jab, 5 rounds, unanimous decision. I see something similar to that happening. But Gane's up to a minus 380 now, Ed, and Derrick Lewis is at plus 300. I mean, I almost feel like betting both sides of it, like taking Gane on the money line and then taking Derrick Lewis by KO. And you make a profit either way, as long as it doesn't, as long as Lewis doesn't win a decision or if Gane doesn't finish him. But Lewis isn't going to win a decision.
No.
So I haven't made a play. Lewis by KO right now is plus 450. If you're going to make a play on Lewis, you might as well take the extra instead of taking the money line at plus 300. Take by KO at plus 450.
Yeah, I can't see him sobbing him.
And I can't see him winning a decision because his volume will be too low.
Now I could see Gane. What is it on a Gane submission? You never know. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I don't have that.
If he would decide to take him down, if maybe he's nervous about that striking,
can he keep him down?
The Hail Mary?
Can he keep?
I don't think he could, because some of the best grapplers have gone against Derrick Lewis.
He's a freak of nature. Derrick Lewis just stands up.
Yeah.
He bench presses them off of him and he stands up.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if anyone can avoid that power shot, it's Gane because of the speed, the footwork, and striking capabilities from range. I mean, he has a 4-inch reach advantage over Derrick Lewis, 83-inch reach. I'm telling you, though, I don't think I can hit that money line at nearly minus 400 for Gane now. I don't think I can do that. So maybe you hit the Gane by decision, and then you hedge that off with Lewis by KO, and then as long as one of those two things happen, you profit. That might be the only, the way to look at it. But a lot of people are predicting Gane to finish Lewis. I don't know. Does Gane have the killer instinct to finish him?
You know what? When I watch him fight, he just seems satisfied working his game plan.
Yep.
Maybe if it presents himself and he can, if he sees it.
Yep.
I think what you're if Derrick Lewis gas tank starts to go on him, then you may see that KO.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, Derrick Lewis, I mean, he can. It's not like for some reason he's got a little bit of a tank here. You know what I mean?
He does. He does.
not like he's gonna fold it up and
nope.
You know, so.
Nope. And if if we look at these last 5, so that Dontel Mays sub that Gane had, if I'm not mistaken, that was in the last minute of the last round of the 3rd round, where they were rolling around on the ground. He caught it. Then a unanimous decision against Tanner Boser, didn't finish him. He finished JDS. Everyone finishes Dos Santos. That was the retirement fight. That was the get out of town fight. Dos Santos got cut after that fight. Then decision against Rosenstruik. 5-round pitter pattern from the outside. Smart, great fight IQ, but didn't take any damage. Knew what to do to win.
Stayed away from the death touch.
yeah. And then the same thing against Volkov. It's a unanimous decision. Range management, poking, peppering from the outside. And again, I didn't see once in these 2 last fights, nor did I see it in the Tanner Boser fight. I didn't really see it in the Dontel Mays fight either, where Gane had a killer instinct where he had it in his eyes and he wanted to finish his opponent.
Yeah.
So I think
he's just happy. He's happy winning on points.
Yep. So if he's peppering that Derrick Lewis forehead for 5 rounds with the jab and winning every round, I don't see him putting himself in harm's way of that right hand. I don't.
Well, if you look back, if you like common opponent, who's their common opponent? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Recent, Volkov, correct?
Yeah, Alexander Volkov. Yep.
All right. Well, I'd have to take a look. I don't have all the stuff in front of me, like I said. You got Volkov, who.
Well, JDS is their most recent. What's funny is JDS knocked Derrick Lewis out.
Yeah, true. But yeah, if you take a look at the Volkov fight, just because they both went, the distance or almost the distance, we'll say. I mean, that was another Hail Mary by Derrick Lewis, but Volkov dominated that fight.
Yes, he did.
He dominated, and Ciryl Gane dominated Volkov. So
you
do the MMA math. I know it doesn't always work out because you always got that unquestioned punch that can come out of nowhere. Ask whatchamacallit, who went for his takedown and
Curtis Blades.
Yep, Curtis Blades got the uppercut from down below.
he sure did, Ed, and it's the thing. I mean, how many times can we watch that, right? Yep. I mean, I think Ciryl Gane, I mean, on paper, this is a note. You could make an argument that Ciryl Gane should be a -600 favorite on paper. But then you're just leery of laying that kind of chalk, -380, -400 on a guy that's fighting an opponent that just keeps doing this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at that fight against Alexei Oleinik, is Derrick Lewis fight. Alexei won the 1st round, had him down, almost had him subbed out.
Yeah.
Second round, Derrick Lewis comes out, catches him, bang, 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 ground and pounds him out. Now there were probably 12 to 15 illegal blows to the back of the head in that sequence, but don't nothing to see there as far as the ref was concerned. But I mean, the more we talk about this, the more I think about it, Ed. I mean, I think it's a pretty clear-cut Ciryl Gane win, but I don't know if I'm going to get to the window on anything here.
Yeah, I think this is another one. Just stay and watch. Just stay back, just chill on the couch and watch it, and see what happens.
Yep.
I mean, that's how smart people keep their money.
That's right.
And avoid that shock and awe that could happen.
Exactly.
Because obviously, if you look at it, you put it there, Gane's the better fighter, overall fighter with the skill sets.
Yep.
But you got that one equation that can pop out of there, and you can hit that dinger, that home run at any second. So
Absolutely. Definition of a puncher's chance.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is for sure. I'm trying to look here on my other device to see what Kyle Dake, he was winning. I don't know how it finished up though. Trying to multitask a little bit here.
Oh, that you got that parlay riding on it, so I don't blame you.
On deck. Oh, Gable Stevenson. He's another American college kid. Gets his Olympics going. He's got a little tougher path, I think, to go, though.
Yeah.
Thank you for announcing on deck. We were doing this live, so we could maybe chime in if they saw it. Take up 4-0. That was 5 minutes ago, so assuming he probably.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right.
I'll look later.
No worries. Let's do a quick recap on our plays. So this first one, I all over Munoz here. I have him in a parlay at -240, and I also have this fight not going the distance at -140. How about you, Ed?
Yep, I got Munoz too. We're good there.
Okay.
And he's mixed in with some parlays already.
Yeah.
And that Cal Dake one we're talking about.
Yeah. Right here, I took Melissa Gatto. I know it might be a degenerate bet, but when that got down to -120, I did a half unit bet on that. I just think she's the younger, probably more improved fighter. And sometimes what you don't know is you can be pleasantly surprised, and I'm banking on her beating a bad 31-year-old Leonardo.
Right now, pass for me, but I may go your route.
All right. Let's see here. My screen's freezing up on me a little bit. Now we got Miles Johns and Anderson dos Santos. Love Miles Johns in this one. I have him in a parlay. I also, I'm tempted to make a bet on the fight not going the distance at +150 here, Ed.
I'm just going to go Miles Johns right there. Definite play. That is a play, Miles Johns. It was a play last time out.
Yep.
Still is.
We're just getting a little more chalk this time around. All right.
Yeah.
So this one, I think we might be disagreeing on this one. I have Ode Osbourne on the money line at +170. I think it's too good a value not to take when you look at this style of fight. And I love the fight not going the distance at -110. So those are my two plays on this one.
Yeah. So far right now, fight doesn't go the distance for me. Will be a play. I'm slightly going the other way against you on this one, but that's good. We can't agree on everything.
Oh, that's right. All right. If you're going to do that, I advise you to do it now, Ed, because that line's going to go up on call. So,
yeah.
Actually, no. I take that back.
No, I think it's going the other way.
Yeah, the line's going to crash against Ode once they see the weigh-ins. So,
yeah.
Okay. Carolina Kowalkiewicz against Jessica Penne. Ed, I'm a little tempted to put a little sprinkle on Jessica Penne at plus money here. Just because of the layoff and just for a little rooting interest in what should be a very, very boring fight.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I might end up there too, but I think any value, if anything, is on Penne there. All right, now I think we both agreed on this one. Alonzo Menifield, Ed Herman. I have Menifield in a parlay. I have the fight not going the distance, and I'm probably also going to slam the Menifield inside the distance line as well.
Yeah, I like all three of those as well. And some parlay action too. So I'm gonna have some stuff on Menifield.
Yep.
Hopefully Ed Herman doesn't pull another magic trick.
Crafty veteran, you never know. Drako Rodriguez versus Vince Morales. I love Drako here. Took him at the minus when it dropped to -120. I love that. He's now -115. It's even better. So I think you get a great line there. And I'm also thinking of a sneaky play, maybe a unit, maybe a half unit, not sure yet. This fight not going the distance at plus money, +105.
I'm just going to go Rodriguez here. I like him. I just think he's going to pull out some leg kicks on him.
Yep, I do too. Rafael Fiziev versus Bobby Green. I like Fiziev a lot in this as well. The line, you might even be able to wait a little longer. I bet him at -315, And now Eddie's down to minus 280. I'm thinking about taking another stab here at the minus 280, but I might wait again as the casual money comes in on the more recognizable Bobby Green, because if that line's crashing, it started at minus 345, it's minus 280. Could we get Fiziev down around a minus 240, minus 230? I might hold on and slam that line again and see if it happens. I also like this fight not going the distance. I think we're going to see it finish.
Yeah, I like Fiziev as well. And I don't know about a finish, but I just can't see Bobby Green. He's going to do his Bobby Green stuff, and he'll definitely lose. It won't be. I don't think we'll be saying, oh, he could have won this one. I think it's going to be a definite.
I just picture Fiziev landing a big shot, Bobby Green trying to shake it off, smile it off, walking forward with his shoulders hunched over, rounded out, hands down, saying it didn't hurt, taking a big head kick, going to sleep. That's how I see it playing out. Song.
That's what I'm hoping.
What's that?
That's what I'm hoping for that too. We'll send Bobby Green's back and give him a little night.
Song Yadong versus Kenney. I don't have any action on this, Ed. I don't see myself having any action. The pick is Kenney by decision, but I most likely won't make a play.
Yeah, no play, but I like Kenney.
Yep. All right. Tecia Torres versus Angela Hill. I love Torres in this. Minus 135. Missed a little bit of the line move there. It could have had her at minus 125, but if the casual money comes in, Ed, on Angela Hill, you better believe I'll hit that line again when it drops. I love Tecia Torres in this fight.
Yeah, what? I'm looking here at the next till the end of the card here, and it's like I don't have a play on anybody right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna be a fan and just sit back and kind of look here. I mean, I might have to do something where I do a parlay with something at the end there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, the majority of my actions on the undercard. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, like the action is like I just like noticed that from Kenney, after Kenney, Kenney, I don't have anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow.
Yep.
I'll give my predictions though here.
Absolutely.
So I'd say Kenney. I'm going to say Kenney there, of course. Here I'm with you on Torres.
Yep.
That could be a play there. I mean, I don't know just yet.
Yep. Vicente, Luque, Michael Chiesa. I wasn't going to bet this, Ed, until the line completely swung. I missed the Chiesa value. Now I do think there is some thin value on Luque at minus 115. So I did make a play. I do have Luque on the money line.
Well, yeah, no play here. Just over implements.
Yep.
Chiesa takes him down. It's his fight.
Yep.
He looked good his last fight, so.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, he made Neil Magny look like an amateur.
He's big too. He's a big guy for the division.
Yeah. Jose Aldo. Actually, let me say it correctly. Jose Aldo and Pedro Munoz. Again, no action. I think the value was on Munoz when it was plus 115, but now that line has closed. I like Munoz as the pick, but now the line value disappeared, and no play for me here.
No play, just rooting for Jose.
Yep.
Kind of rhymes there.
Yeah. Then the main event. I'm going to figure out a play to make here, Ed, but the pick is gone. The pick is gone by decision. Maybe late round TKO. Maybe. I just.
What's the over under on this for the rounds?
I think I want to say it's 4.5.
Oh.
So
wow, that's good. That's good because that's a smart. Because they did it right.
Yep, 4.5, and obviously Lewis says that one punch power. He's going to be lower volume. He's not going to bring a whole heck of a lot to the table. Gone is the pick. Don't know if I can hit the money line, Ed. Maybe a gone by decision, gone inside the distance.
But
maybe
seriously, if you're watching this, Jody, you're hoping Derrick Lewis knocks him out, unless you got money on him.
Yeah.
He's going to be behind, and you're hoping you're gonna get that good interview at the end of the fight. You know what I mean? As a fan, it's almost worth not putting anything on. Just hope for the entertainment value of what's going to come up.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Win or lose, he's got to get an interview though. So that's the one.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this then. Based on what you said, I agree with you. Do you just take a little fun quarter unit on Derrick Lewis by KO at plus 450 and just have a little bit of fun with it at the end?
Yeah.
I mean, something like that, because listen, stranger things have happened, as we know. And if Lewis wins, it's by KO. Don't bet Lewis the money line at plus 300. Bet him at the KO line at plus 450.
Yep.
Right? The pick is gone. I might do a little fun, like we said, a little sprinkle on Lewis by KO, but I don't know if I can get to the window on Gane at this chalk. I really don't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm so far right now just rooting for Derrick Lewis.
Yeah. Hey,
I would say the hearts with Lewis and the money would be with Gane, but not for that line. So.
And remember, this fight's in Houston. It's right in Derrick's backyard.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like the fans will be there if he's down, and he thinks he has to go for a little. You know what I mean? He's patient though, but he may start pressing later on, and and which could work against him too because Gane's a sniper. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Too many question marks. I'm
All
trying to
right,
look out here in the street, see what's going on.
I think that's a wrap. I think we're all set.
Hey, you know what we forgot to talk about? Like, I don't want to talk about a lot. Was that Bellator card last week?
Oh, yes.
That was pretty good. I mean, we were back and forth a little bit. And I actually I fell asleep, and I think I told you I fell asleep and woke up just as I didn't watch the fight before that. I don't know. I just conked out, but woke up right in time for the main event, and it was over pretty quick.
Yeah, sure was.
I was shocked. I was shocked on how quick. I had McKee though. I picked McKee. I just thought it was his time. He looks good.
Yep.
But Pitbull he's no joke.
No.
That's a quality win. I see Coker put the open challenge out there for a cross promotion, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I think we all know where that's going, but McKee, he's there. I mean, he's tough, and all those Russian fighters. I did sweat a little bit. I think I sent you a thing. I said I just sweated that one out.
Yeah. What we have to do one of these times, Ed, when we're both more, not traveling, not running around, do a Bellator card video. I think we get deep, do a little deeper dive on some of those fights. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you gotta piece it together. I mean, you do gotta stack those fighters. You gotta get the right combination. That's the only way you can play it. You can't.
Yeah. Lines are so wide. Yeah.
Minus 600 and above, you can't. Whew, That's a lot.
Yep.
You got to put three of them puppies together to get some odds.
Absolutely.
Which I had a four-teamer on the Russians, and they hit, so I was happy. And I had a four-teamer, and I even threw McKee in on it as well on one, and it helped out to go along with some of the UFC plays we had as well. So. I mean, it was a profitable night, not as profitable as I want because of those early fights we had earlier on in the card and stuff.
Yep.
Anytime it's in the black,
but
other than that red.
I'm telling you, that Bagdasarian, that was my money fight last week. 6 total.
Yeah.
5 on the money line and 1 for the fight not going the distance. That head kick against England. It's basically exactly how we said it would play out. So that was fun to watch.
And he was disappointed in his performance.
Yeah, he wanted to do it in the first round. That's why.
Yeah, but he was disappointed.
All right.
We were happy with his performance.
Yeah, absolutely. You be safe, traveling, enjoy the Tigers game. Hopefully Miggy can get some work done there. Let you see number 500. That'd be a nice milestone to see in person.
Yep.
And everyone out there who's tailing our bets, we're riding with you. Good luck. Gonna have a good weekend, a great card of fights, and let's make some money. Let's cash some tickets. See you guys.
Sounds good. Bye.